Hello, and welcome to OTel Bytes. I'm Justin. Today we're kicking off an episode on automatic instrumentation in OpenTelemetry and how to work with spans that OpenTelemetry creates for us. This episode is all about automatic spans, what they are, how to access them, and how to enhance them with additional context and error handling. Let's dive in and see how it all works in our payment microservice demo application. I'll include a link to the repository on the screen and then a description below. Automatic instrumentation is one of OpenTelemetry's core features. With it, we can automatically track common operations like HTTP requests or gRPC calls without manually creating spans for each one. It's like having OpenTelemetry watch your back, creating spans for standard operations while you focus on adding valuable context. In our example, we're working with a gRPC server in index.js. OpenTelemetry creates spans for each incoming gRPC request automatically. Let's take a look at the charge service handler function in index.js. This function handles incoming requests to process payments. Whenever a gRPC request comes in, OpenTelemetry automatically creates a span for us. This span represents the entire scope of work done within the charge service handler function. To interact with the automatically created span, we need to access it. OpenTelemetry keeps track of each context, so we can retrieve it with getActiveSpan. This line gives us the active span for the current gRPC request. This span is our window into the specific charge request being handled by Charge Service Handler. Adding custom attributes to the span allows us to enrich the trace with details specific to the current request. Attributes are key value pairs that capture additional context about what's happening within the span. In our example, we're capturing the amount of the payment being processed. Here's how we add it to the span. By adding this attribute, we're making the payment amount visible in the span data. This is helpful for analyzing payment information and traces without digging into log files. Another feature of working with automatic spans is error handling. If there's an exception during the payment process, we can log it to the span and set its status to indicate an error. In Charge Service Handler, we wrap the charge process in a try-catch block. If an error occurs, we can capture it on the span using record exception and set the status to error. By recording the exception and setting the status, we make it clear that something went wrong with the request. These details will be visible in our observability tool, making troubleshooting much easier. Lastly, let's check out our working Kibana. We'll observe the automatic span here in the payment service charge transaction. We can see our attribute amount here. And this is where we'll see any error messages should one occur. With automatic instrumentation, OpenTelemetry does the heavy lifting by creating spans for standard operations, allowing us to focus on enriching those spans with meaningful details. Stay tuned for more content about OpenTelemetry, and as always, happy tracing.